I don't know, I cannot say whether I am happy or drifting in sadness.
At the age of 25, I met a road accident in which three of my lower vertebrae, along with my tailbone, got very badly damaged. The life that was carefully built shattered into pain and uncertainty in no crowd.
I don't know, I cannot say whether I am happy or drifting in sadness. Feelings move like clouds across the sky.
I don't know. I can't say
I don't know,
whether I'm happy
I cannot say
or sad.
See, Yogini, I tell you, happiness is a state of mind.
Feelings move like clouds across the sky, appearing, disappearing without warning. Happiness, they say, is only a state of mind, a quiet corner inside the heart where light sometimes chooses to rest. But the mind is restless. It wanders, it doubts, it trembles in silence. Sometimes all a person needs in this vast, noisy world is someone, just someone kind. Someone who listens without judging the storms within. Someone who understands the language of pauses, the meaning of sighs.
Morning, Jennifer. Good morning. This class should be first floor. And Dixie.
Just talking. So you wrong something. You crack me. Hi, hi, Andrea.
Morning.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning, friends. It's the last day today. And I believe all of you have come with a sense of, I don't know whether happiness or sadness, because you all won't be meeting each other for a long time. And today, on this last day, I'm not going to talk about the familiar things we've been talking about, like micro skills, humanistic theories, behaviorism, cognitive theories, psychodynamics. I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to leave you all with one sentence, just one sentence. The counselor is the counseling. The counselor is the counseling. Anyone can tell me what you understand by this? The counselor is the counseling.
Counselors counseling.
Yes, Andrea. Okay. Anybody else? Means the counselor always counsel. That is what it means. Okay, somewhat. Let me put it this way. All these days when we were meeting, we were talking about theories, we are talking about counseling approaches, we were talking about techniques, interventions, so a lot of technical things. But today, the most important factor in the counseling process is not any theory, not any technique, not any strategy, not any intervention, but the person of the counselor. That is very, very important. And so today, my lecture is not going to be a technical thing about theories and all, but just the person of the counselor. In the counseling process is the person of the counselor himself. Therefore, we always say the counselor is the counseling. In other words, when I'm counseling, I'm not merely doing a job. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about tea and biscuits and all hospitality. Hospitality can be of two types. One is outer hospitality, which we are all used to. When people come, we offer tea, we offer biscuits. The other one is called as inner hospitality, meaning to say, when somebody comes to you, the person feels comfortable with you. The person feels accepted. The person feels respected. And that is what a counselor offers in the very first place. He offers inner hospitality, where the person feels totally accepted by the person sitting across him. And I will emphasize this because in our culture, our Indian culture, counseling has not really developed as a profession. So also, if you were to tell somebody I'm going for counseling, what will people think about you? Something is thoda dila hai we say, no? Something is wrong with you. And therefore, my friends, keep in mind, when people come to you for counseling, they're coming at a crisis point. Most of them, from my experience, I can tell you, they won't come when they can be helped. They come when they are, I would say, at the end of the road. At a crisis point, they come. So they're coming broken. They're coming helpless, feeling hopeless. And therefore, most of all, you need to offer what we call as that inner hospitality. The person needs to feel comfortable with you. Okay, here is somebody I can talk to, I can open up, because each one of us carries maybe our own woundedness, our own problems, our own issues, things that we won't tell maybe even our spouse or even our parents or even our kids, even our friends. Those are the things people want to talk to counselors. So it's very important to understand this. We offer inner hospitality. And therefore, that's the first point of the counselor, the counseling. The second important point is, keep in mind listening. There are a lot of lectures on listening. I want to emphasize it again. I already told you, sometimes you don't do anything. You only listen. And at the end of that point, what does the counselor say? I feel relieved. I feel relieved. Because what is lacking in our culture today is a culture of listening. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to proclaim something. Everybody wants to send some forwards. But listening is what is lacking amidst us. And so most of all, we offer listening. Listening not only to words, but also what is not said in between the words. And very important, I had told you at that time, you need to listen to something very important in counseling. Need to listen to the silence. Very, very important. To what is not said. You need to listen to the silence. So the second important thing is listening, especially to the silence, to what is not said. Not only to the words, we call it non-verbal language. So that's very important. We listen to that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, guys, are you planning anything?
Yes, since we've got the certification now,
Yeah.
so Avik
Startup
and
basically.
Andrea and me, we are planning to take an office and then do some counseling.
Oh,
So
it's a
basically,
great thing.
startup. We wanting to start a center where people can have peace, meditation, and counseling.
Yeah. It's basically a new concept in India. If you're planning to, be able to have many people access it, like right from the the poor to everybody. It's
Yeah, yeah.
reachable to everybody.
We needed an office to start a startup company on counseling. So we looked for it and finally got one. There was this gentleman called Jay Babar. He wanted to rent out his space. We went there, met him, discussed, saw the office, and finally decided to go for it. We made an agreement. He wanted to know what is it, what kind of business we are doing. We told him that we listen to people whosoever approaches us, and we listening is in silence is basically a counseling. We help people listen. Shubhangi knew Yogini, and Yogini wanted to talk to us. So she came and spoke to us, and that was our first client, Yogini. Good morning, Yogini. How are you?
Good morning, Abik. I'm doing good.
Tell us about your life before accident.
Before the accident, my life was very beautiful. In fact, I was full of life. There was zest for life. I had big dreams. There was sparkle in my eyes. Nothing was impossible for me. As if the entire universe belonged to me. I was about to get married and things were falling beautifully in place. I was already acknowledged as the youngest trainee and a facilitator for a Japanese product company, where I was giving trainings, workshops, hands-on clinical courses to doctors across India. My fellow colleagues and my friends admired my energy. My family too was pretty confident about my bright future. At the age of 25, I met a road accident in which 3 of my lower vertebrae, along with my tailbone, got very badly damaged. The life that was carefully built got shattered into darkness, pain, and uncertainty in no time. Yes, it was hell. The pain in my spine remained day and night. Slowly, the psychological weights began to weigh heavier than my physical suffering. I couldn't see myself in the mirror. I developed a very severe skin allergy, almost disfiguring my face. You could see some scars even now.
Yes, I can see.
There were nodular cystic eruptions that got formed, and that too was oozing blood and pus. It used to etch like anything, and since I couldn't etch, I would feel very irritated, anguish, at times very sad also within. When I would step outside, people will move from me with the fear of contagiousness.
Oh.
That made me feel very rejected. Very rejected.
I can understand.
I was so scared. I had no confidence left. My dreams faded. My career has come to a halt. My relations got strained because of my condition. There were times where even I stopped talking. I would totally go blank. I found myself standing at the edge of depression. My doctors have put me on tranquilizers and sleeping pills. What I remember is I couldn't sleep for almost 7 years. Whatever few hours of sleep I could get wasn't sufficient. It was very artificial. I never felt restful and peaceful. In fact, the influence of these medicines got me into bad mood swings. I used to feel angry, irritated. I felt like pulling my hair. So much of helplessness was there inside me. Sometimes it was so worst that even I felt like ending up my life. Meeting Father Ito was another profound turning point in my life.
Share the love, let hearts awaken. One world family, no one forsaken. Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam.
Am I done with counseling, Abhi?
Counseling is a process. It's a continuous process. Counseling means you are with life. When you meet a counselor, means you're meeting a friend, a very close friend, closest one, to whom we can share things. Sometimes what happens is a counselor does not say anything, but then also you feel it. Counseling is a continuous process where you come, share everything with counselor. Sometimes what happens in your family, that your closest person, like your parents, brother, sisters, maybe husband, or maybe boyfriend, you don't share, but you share those things with counselor. And sometimes, many a times, counselors just listen. They don't say advice. I'll give you an example of Mahatma Buddha. What happens is, whenever Mahatma Buddha is approached by any disciples or anybody is coming seeing him, he used not to say anything. Come next week, next month. And during the process, mostly it is, the answer is given by themselves. They find the answers. Anybody who's come asking those questions, during this period when he's not speaking, the introspection happens and they get the answer. Same thing happens with counselors. Counselors, the best counselors are best listeners. They listen you, they heal you by introspection, by yourself. When you go back, you have those questions asked to the counselor. So counseling is a continuous process.
Hello, Father. First of all, I want to thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. Father, we have a few questions regarding that can help us with our ATB series Across the Bridge. And we would be very grateful if you could address them for us. So, Father, let's begin with when did you first meet Yogini?
So then we made an appointment, and then she came back, and then she shared her stories, and we know that she had a major accident, and after the accident, she was hospitalized, and I think for about 4 years, she was sort of bedridden. And then someone told her the best way to get treatment would be not the hospital, but a hypnotherapy center suggested by the security guard, if I remember correctly. And then she went for that, and there she began to feel better and better. So she was towards the kind of recovered in a way, but not fully. That's the time when I meet Yogini. And then we had a few counseling sessions, then she had a therapy. I think the day we finished that session, she was on the top of the world, I could see. From that time, she has remained almost a recovered and celebrating woman. And that's what I remember about Yogini. Yeah.
Father, when a person is healed, is it possible for them to relapse into their same state of mind again?
Yeah, sometimes they can get it relapsed. It depends very much on what the help is being given. From my experience, if they come for allergy issues, practically they get rid of it forever. It's for good. I've helped people with migraine headache. Now, if they're able to work through well, they are free of migraine. Otherwise, someday it can come back. I myself began with asthma cure. I was an asthma patient myself. So I got okay completely. I have helped many in group counseling for asthma. And if they have developed properly the lungs, they don't come back. They're okay. There may be cases when it might relapse, depending upon the way they understood what sickness is. All the more the change they have made, if it is not deep enough, then they may have to come back again.
Father, you have traveled around the world. You've gone to so many places. You lived in Rome for a very long time. And then finally you came back to India. You're now living in India. Can you share some experiences of yours? People, a lot of people who have saying that you have a lot of ability in your meditation work.
Although many of my travels have very little to do with the healing. I think I have traveled 20 plus countries. Either they invite me for a course, like we have retreat now, special kind of retreat. So, yeah, for that I've gone to many countries. Yeah, although that is not for training, but for giving courses. I was 10 years in Rome. So what happened? The people come from different places, fathers, sometimes bishops, and sometimes they're not well, and some of them get okay there. In my book, some of their names are given. And so that was a big experience for them and for me. So then they will call to wherever they came from. No? Another place I helped was in England. I was 5 years on the staff with another congregation, similar place, but the news spread and they thought many are coming there because I am an Indian. Now they look for Indians, which I didn't know, and English people looking for Indians. I used to also teach the meditation, and some get through healing, some don't. That happens. So my station, I was there in England, Shrewsbury, 5 years. I studied in Chicago, so I was there 2 years. My main study was in the Philippines. So that way I was in different places. Mainly either spiritual purposes, meditation, or counseling. Different things for that.
Father, in your view, what defines a great counselor?
There are many things that defines a counselor, but one of the ability that he requires is to non-judgmentally listen. Listening would be at the deepest need, but he also requires a kind of intuition. See, we have the right brain and the left brain, but usually the counselors will be more with the right brain. So there is an empathy that is accompanying the counseling all the time. So there is a way the heart gets connected to the heart of the other. You know? If the heart-to-heart connection is not there, counseling will not work well. There could be explanations and the reasons and all that, but when the heart is touched, they know immediately. And there is also a kind of relationship that gets built, And if you have a natural gift of empathy, understanding, care, the counselor knows it very quickly. They don't know how, why, but the relationship gets established. Out of that, many things can happen because of the trust that is being built. So what really happens between the counselee and the counselor will be a kind of deep trust. It's like a child trusting the father, something like that. I know I'll be okay. If that happens, it is going to be fine. I'm remembering a person who came 2-3 days ago here called Reshma. Now, Reshma was in addiction center twice. And second time, somebody knew me and they came from Mangalore. And she came to say hello to me. And she told me, I remember what you told me first time, in the first meeting. That was, the doctor had sent me the medicines that he should take. And she should be supervised 24 hours. Addiction and coming from addiction center. So she said, you looked at me and said, first thing was, I will not give you any medicine. Second, I will not supervise you. She said, I got a shock. And she said, this father is different. It is a complete trust. And that gave her the trust. Trust she had lost it. I didn't know it would happen. That's what came to me first, but that's why I proceed. So I think the trust quality is what develops the relationship between both. Then there is a kind of energy to get through it. It's a heart-to-heart thing. And if the heart is being affected in the other, then progress happens.
Father, Yogini describes you as one of the finest healers in the world. What can you say about that?
What can I do?
That's amazing.
Yeah, she experienced a kind of feeling that she never forgets that when she went through that time. Now this happens when I take a while to get in touch with my own spiritual energy or the subconscious energy, and other person is helped receptive. Then I pass on that energy. We all have that energy. Depends on what you are experiencing at that time. And this I have seen with some others too. And so finally I gave that kind of, it's sometimes called Reiki energy. I have energy, you have it. But very few know that I can hold the energy within me. And one place where we can experience the power of the energy is in the palms. Palm is an extension of the hearts. And so you have to forget yourself. You have to move into a deeper consciousness. But the energy is still there. And so I moved into that silence. She also is receptive silent. Then I pass on that energy. That's what I did to her, I think so. That's what I do usually. So that's what I remember. And probably for her, I've seen with others too. It takes a while for them to reach that place of trust and all that. Then they will never forget. Not all, but some like Yogini has never forgotten that event.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah. After that, this place became for her. Anytime she needs little time with herself, she will come to Dalkoti. Like her second home. This has happened to some others too. Like depends on them and my inner knowing that this is the time to pass on that energy. Then I do that and they feel that.
Father, what according to you is the most authentic way to achieve happiness?
One of the things I feel every human being is looking for is happiness. It doesn't matter religion, it doesn't matter what work you do, it doesn't matter what gender you are. If you ask that question a few times, what is it that you want in your life? The ultimate answer will be somehow happiness. And often we mix happiness with many other things. So we do many other things hoping I'll be happy, but you can't be happy till what you do is proceeding towards the source of happiness, you know. And what happens in the world would be all searching for happiness. And I think the element that can make a person happy is only love.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
मैं नाची इतराई जब खुशी मेरे पास आई मैं नाच उठी मैं चल पड़ी उस राह पर जहाँ प्यार है जहाँ खुशी है जहाँ जीवन की समझ है जहाँ ज्ञान है ज्ञान का विधान है विज्ञान का भी प्रमाण है मैंने योग किया और बनी योगिनी मैं योग में लीन शांत प्रवीण मैं योगिनी